Hey friends, hey y'all. This time we are on the couch. I'm back with another video, but this time it's gonna be like a Q&A chit chat while I eat my tacos, aka my tacos. And yeah, I just wanted to keep it real chill, real laid back, like you and I are having a conversation. But before we get into it, do make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on that bell notification so that you're notified every single time I post, and let's get into it.
2:30, baby, won't you meet me by the beam? Too early, maybe later, you could show me.
Okay, so I got my stuff for my 2-day-old tacos that I never ate because life was lifing. And we're just gonna chat. And I want to preface this by saying, y'all ask, I got everything I need. I got my sour cream, I got my salsa, I got my green onions, I got my parsley, I got my regular onions, I got rice beans, I got my sour cream, okay? Let me start this off by saying, y'all ask some mild, personal questions. Somebody give y'all an opportunity and y'all gonna run with it, okay? And yeah, it was a lie. I was doing a lot. But anyway, I want to preface this by saying anything I say in this video is just my life. It's to get to know me, and you may or may not care about that. But don't judge me, friend. Because y'all ask some wild questions, y'all might get some wild answers. But don't be on the other side of that computer screen judging me, thinking it's all hunky-dory because I'm spreading my dirty laundry. Meanwhile, you're over there safe, not caring at all, not subjecting yourself to public scrutiny, okay? So let me start by saying that. Look, not me saying, ooh, these onions smell so good. Not me saying, ooh, making this like almost like a mukbang type of situation, which that's not the vibe I was going for. And I said parsley, but I meant cilantro. I have cilantro and onions and stuff. Let me just make one taco, and then we'll get into the first question. Okay? The number one question that I was asked the most was, how did I get into social media, like posting on YouTube? How did I start? And I kid you not, I never be passionate about anything. My whole thing was that I wanted to work, take care of my family, have a good life, not be in poverty. And that's it. That was like literally my only goal in life. Get a good job, take care of my family, not have to worry about my bills being paid, because I grew up very much like, I grew up very poor, for lack of better words. And so that was always what motivated me. I just want to provide a better life for my kids. I wanted to have a family. I knew from a young age I wanted to have a family. I wanted to provide for myself and get a job, right? Nothing. I was never passionate about anything. Fast forward, I don't know, maybe 7 years into my career, the pandemic happens, and I'm just sitting at home bored, basically. And I got real sick. I was diagnosed with lupus, and being diagnosed with lupus made me really reevaluate, what am I doing with my life? I realized that all of my life revolved around my husband and my kids. There was really nothing that I did for me. And it was bad. I used to be like a baddie in my heyday, like that girl. I mean, I'm still a baddie now, but I was a baddie then too. But at that time, I was like wearing sweatpants every day. I wasn't taking any care into my appearance. I was not doing absolutely anything for myself, like at all. I was walking around looking like a bum 90% of the time. Now, I still like a good bummy day. There's a time for everything, right? But it was like my day to day. And I was like, I almost didn't recognize myself. So it started with me wanting to just feel better, look better, feel better about myself. So I said I wanted to learn how to do makeup. Mind you, I was always the person who was like, oh, I don't need to do my makeup. I'm naturally pretty. I don't need makeup, blah, 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 blah. I wanted to learn how to do makeup. Of course, when you want to learn how to do makeup, what's the first thing you do? You run to YouTube. This was in 2000? 2000, yeah, because I've been doing this 3 years now. No, this is 2019, because I hadn't started doing it at this point. I was watching. So I watch all the girls, Jackie Aina, Makeup Shayla, Maya Galore. I don't know why my favorite beauty YouTubers are black. I mean, I know why they're black. I don't know why they're all dark skinned. I don't know, I just vibe with them. But anyway, I'm watching all of them. I'm learning blah, blah, blah. But I really didn't see me, like in any of them. And I also watched the plus size vloggers, beauty hauls. But I only see plus size women only doing fashion hauls for some reason. I didn't see them doing like lifestyle. I know that Chrissy be doing lifestyle, even though she stopped now. Chrissy V Styles on here, she does lifestyle. But I didn't see really many black plus size women doing lifestyle. It was always just beauty fashion hauls, which is fine because obviously I do fashion haul, but I want my page to be everything. I want, there's a little plus size girl out there, she looks, she sees herself. Like, in every arena. It's not all about just finding something to fit our body. It's about how do we feel about things. It's about beauty standards. It's about so many other things. So, I'm thinking that and noticing that I had a conversation with my niece. Like, it was Thanksgiving or something of 2019, and we were all there, and they were trying to learn to dance on TikTok. And so I'm sitting there with them, and I learned to dance. They were scared to post, and I was like, no, let's just post it. Let's just post it. And so, she posted on her page, and she got like 200 likes. Or whatever. Something small. But it was so much fun. So then I started just TikToking on my own, but only sharing it with like my family and my friends. But then my niece was like, she did it better than me. And I was like, no. She was like, I bet you can't even get 200 followers on TikTok. You're old, da da da. That was like a spark. Don't tell me I can't do something. So, my goal started off as just wanting to get 200 followers on TikTok. And it just went from there. Once I had 200 followers, it was on to the 1,000 and 1,000. And now we're pushing on 200,000. So that's really where it started. So really by chance. But once I started, I realized it was something I was really passionate about. And that was a shocker for me because I don't really have passion for like careers. I didn't before that. Like careers and goals centered around that. My goals in
45 minutes ago, notification.
What?
55 minutes ago, notification.
My goals were always centered around like just wanting to survive. A very like survival mindset. So that was a long way of me answering your question. Hopefully I don't take 5 minutes to answer every question. What's next? Halima Lewis asks, what did you study at college? In undergrad, I got my undergraduate degree in English with a focus in communications. In graduate school, I got my master's degree in criminal justice. After that, I went on to law school. I dropped out of law school in my third year, so my last year. But I didn't drop out. I guess I technically took a leave of absence, a 5-year leave of absence, because I gave birth to Lola. Lola's 8 now, so you know I never went back. And then I went back to graduate school to get my a graduate certificate in digital and social media. Digital marketing and social media. So, segueing for that, Noliqua, what? Noliqwa81. I don't know how to pronounce that. She asked, what do I do for a living? I can't tell y'all where I work because NDAs and confidentiality, but and plus I don't want to be what's it called when they do that on the internet and they tell all your business? It's a word for it, I don't know. Docs. I don't want to be doxxed on the internet, but how can I say without saying too much? I work in suicide prevention. That's why I'm always preaching and practicing mental health. I work in suicide prevention. If you or someone you know needs help, please reach out and call 988. I work in communication, so a lot of and I work on it at a huge level. So a lot of the suicide prevention messages that you see are curated by a team that I'm a part of. Whether that's call 988, whether that's, you're not alone, whatever the messaging is, I contribute to those messages, I edit those, I develop the messaging framework, what we can say, what we should say, how can we reach our at-risk groups, and I do this on a national level. So without me saying too much, just imagine the suicide prevention efforts you see on a national level. I'm a part of that team. And again, that's communication related. So I handle the comms portion of it, not the science, not the analytics, but communicating that to our youth. We're really focusing on youth right now, communicating to you guys out there that you're not alone, and trying to destigmatize suicide because it's a real life thing. And if you do happen to have fears or thoughts, trust me, it's not rare, and there's hope. in that commercial right there, okay? But I'm serious. If I ever said anything serious on this channel, I'm serious about that, friend. If you need help, send me a message on DM. Call, text 988, available 24/7. Reach out and connect with the people you love, okay? Mwah. How did you, Naliqua asked this question too. How did you meet your husband? Oh my gosh. Do y'all really want to know that? How I met my husband. Okay, so we have mutual family, and I was in Louisiana. This is when I was still in Georgia. This was before I moved to Louisiana for law school, but I was in Georgia in graduate school, right? And my husband is at a birthday party for my cousin Larissa. It was her 5-year birthday. She was turning 5. Y'all know she goes to the nails with me. That's my girl. We got our nails done together. Her, so she's 14 now. But anyway, it was at her 5th birthday party, and he, like, his aunt, my aunt, Larissa's mom, is married to his cousin, right? And it was at her birthday party. And when I met him, I thought he was the dumbest. Oh, I don't know if I can say this. I thought that he was like the lamest, most corny. You know, like people want to be hard, like I'm a gangster. I felt like he was one of them. So I really didn't pay him no mind. He was drinking at a kid's birthday party, and at that time, I was very much like, I would never do that. I would never. Now I'd be sneaking me a little. But anyway, at that point, I was like, I would never. So I was like judging him and not like vibing with him at all. That was in, whatever, that was a long time ago. Fast forward, that was in September of whatever year that was. Fast forward to November 2013. Fast forward to November 2013. I go back to Louisiana for Thanksgiving because my aunt and I are really close. Larissa's mom. Hashtag why me and Larissa are really close. I go back to her house for Thanksgiving. Mind you, I'm in Georgia. She's really my only family. Our family's in California. So I go to her house for Thanksgiving because, you know, you try to visit family that you can. That's close when you're a college student, you're far away. Anyway, this particular year, my aunt and uncle and everybody that came to California to this particular aunt's house for Thanksgiving. So we're there, blah, blah, blah. We decided to go to casino afterwards. The casino, what's it called? Bell something or whatever. So we go. I have an issue with gambling and addiction. I feel like addiction runs heavy in my family, and I always have this fear of like becoming addicted to anything. So I don't gamble, I don't smoke, I barely drink. Like I am just deathly afraid of ever becoming addicted to anything. Mind you, my dad and my mom both suffer from addiction. My dad's been sober since I was 1, so 30 years. My mom still struggles. My aunt struggles. My brother struggles. Like everyone struggles with this. So for me, it's like I can never try it. Like I'm from California and I've never even tried the green, okay, the mirror, okay, Mary Jane, okay. So that's how much of a thing it is for me. But everybody is gambling, they're having a good time, blah blah blah. And he comes up to me, he's like, why you not gambling? And I was like, I can't. I said the most I could gamble away is $2. I was like, I don't have money to waste because, you know, again, that scarcity mindset. I'm scared that I'm gonna be poor. That's one of my life goals, to not be poor. He was like, huh? He gave me some money, and he's like, he handed it to me, and I put it in my pocket. And he's like, no, you need to gamble it. I'm like, no, you gave it to me, I'm keeping it. The fuck? Anyway, so I don't gamble them anyway. I put it into my pocket as the responsible young adult that I am. I was like 22, whatever. I was 22, whatever. I put it in my pocket. And then later in that day when we were leaving, I was walking like ahead. It's like a big group of us. He's behind me with this other guy named Mike, and he's singing that song, me, ass up, face down, da da da, because Mike was telling him how cute he thought I was. And he was like, all she good for is me, ass up, face down. That's basically said all I was good for was my big butt, right, to the guy Mike behind me. And I don't know what's wrong with me. Women in their mind, I liked that. Like, it really intrigued me. Like, what the hell is wrong with us? Like, this whole, and I already told y'all, I already thought before when I met him the first time, he was a wankster. So then, this time, he's sitting there basically insulting me, but it still piqued my interest. So from there, We have a few more interactions. I come back for Christmas. His dad died. And I came back for Christmas. We kind of like hung out in group settings, whatever. I left, come back to Georgia. I get news that his dad died. And I asked for his number so I could send my condolences. And from there, we kind of started talking. But at this time, I actually had like a long-term little boo thing, like on and off boyfriend for like 8 years that I was with all through college, grad school, whatever. We went in Mexico on a trip, and I was texting my now husband while I was on a trip in Mexico with my ex-boo. Anyway, I got accepted into law school, moved to Louisiana. I applied in Louisiana and I applied to Chicago because my boo was moving to Chicago after he graduated. And Louisiana, because I had family. I got into both schools, but I told my boo, it's been 8 years, I want to get married. Are we breaking up? He didn't want to get married. So I left and I went to Louisiana. When I first got to Louisiana, I stayed with my aunt, so I was seeing him all the time. I got my own apartment. My husband moved in and never left. And one day he was like, he wanted to have a baby. I was like, I'm not having a baby unless I get married. So one day he was like, let's go get married. We went and got married. Okay? We've been married 9 years now. So next year we're having an actual big wedding ceremony. So, yeah. That's how I met my husband. I feel like I'm giving y'all long ass answers and I need to make them shorter. My husband then asked me a question. He said, what do you like in sex? This is my husband asking me this. Like, legit. I'm gonna let him know in private. I'm gonna send him a private message. Do you miss California? Not really. I miss my family and being close. Like, two of my people, you know, you have family, but then you have people, like your people. One of my best friends from college lives in LA, and she used to be one of my persons, but I feel like we kind of drifted apart. And so I don't call her my best friends anymore, but I miss her. Now my people, my cousins Chelsea and Terriana, those are my people. I miss them. I be trying to convince them to move all the time. But I feel like for me to move to California, it just, what would be the reason? Everything is so expensive, and I feel like whenever I go, nothing changes. Whenever I go visit Oakland, it just looks more in disarray than it did before. It kind of makes me sad. It kind of makes me happy that I got out of it. So I hope that answers that question. Is my mom around? I kind of answered that question. My mom is around. She's in and out. She suffers from addiction, so that comes with it. When she's good, and when she's not, she's very much not. And my siblings don't really like allow her a presence because, you know, we all have kids and we don't necessarily want that around our kids. I do allow my mom to come stay with me for months at a time. I just have no rule, no drugs in my house, obviously not around my kids. And she's able to stay sober for like months at a time, but then she'll leave and go back to California and be high as a kite. And, you know, that makes me emotional. It's a lot. But I do think for those spurts that she's able to come, I want to be able to enjoy her during those times. I want my kids to be able to enjoy her. I still feel like she has value. I think there's this big misconception that if someone struggles with addiction, they don't have value to your life. That's not true. Everybody has value. Next question before I start crying on here. How do you keep thirsty men away? I'm married. I don't play them type of games, girl. I don't pay it no mind. I pay it no dust. I don't respond, and if I do, the most response I give is that I'm married. And then in real life, I'm a homebody. When I go to the club, I be going to the old folks club. I go with my dad, and I just let them know I'm married. They buy me a drink, I pass it off to one of my single people. Like, it's not a big thing. I do get a lot of male attention because, you know, black women are over-sexualized, especially plus-size black women. But I don't make it a thing like in my life that I pay any attention to. I'm sorry, I'm gesticulating a lot. I don't make it a thing. Have you always been curvy? I have absolutely always been curvy my whole life. I have not always been plus size. I would say I was a 12 or smaller until I had Lola. So plus size is like a semi-new experience for me. and I think I talked about this before in a vlog, no, in a tour thing, because when I was like in college, I came to visit my older sister, and she wanted to go to the mall. We went to the mall, and she wanted to go to Torrid because she's always been like more full figured. And I was in there like complaining that they didn't offer my size. Like, so I must have been a 10. Like, full on like, oh, this is like, I don't know what I said then, but basically saying like it wasn't right that they didn't offer my size. And she got so offended. And hindsight is a 20/20 bitch, because what entitled bullshit was that? Like, that's crazy, me thinking about this now. But back then, my 21, 22-year-old self was like, why wouldn't they sell my size? What? They shouldn't even be allowed to have a store like this. And my sister was looking at me like, bitch, are you crazy? And yeah, bitch, I was crazy. I've always been a fashionista. I have not always made the best fashion decisions, though. It's real hit or miss. Sometimes they're like, yes, it's your killer. Sometimes they're like, I look back on some of my pictures like, Britney, why did you do this? Like, I was trying to get, I thought I was getting myself a hip, trendy haircut. I got my hair cut into a mushroom, and I rocked it like I was that chick, okay? I really thought I was that chick. You can't tell me nothing. Who, what, who? That girl. And now when I look back on pictures, I cringe. But, no cap, I got some real ones in my life, because not one person that I knew told me they liked that haircut. Everybody told me it was horrible and I look crazy. So it was just me. But I've always been the type of person, I do not care what people have to say about my fashion choices. And I think I get that from my grandma and my mom. We all have had these like weird sense of fashion and styles, and none of us care. Like, we do not care. Like, everybody and their mama told me their haircut was ugly. I'll try to insert the picture. Everybody and their mama told me, I ain't care not one bit. So what? I think I look good. Mushroom and all, baby. I might get the mushroom back. I might have to bring it back. But I'm no, because I'm cringing at the pictures. But, yeah. Okay. Now, before I answer this question, I want to preface this by saying everybody's experience with, like, self-confidence, self-esteem, self-worth is going to be different. So I am not trying to devalue anyone's story when I tell my story as it relates to weight and my body and confidence. But Brianna Dejanay asked the question, how did you gain the confidence you have? And that's a tricky one for me. And I almost feel like I am not a person who should answer this question. As a person who benefits from several different types of like favoritisms, I don't think I'm necessarily a person who can answer this question. So I know that I experience from, I got my tan on right now, but I benefit from colorism. I benefit from being a lighter black woman. As a plus size woman, I benefit from being a shape that is favorable to men. Excuse me. As a kid, I benefited from having the type of body, I'll try to insert a picture. I benefited from having the type of body that they're now paying thousands of dollars for. I've always had a small waist and a big butt. So I never lacked like the attention. I feel like when people suffer with like, well, I can't say that because that's not my experience. I don't know. For me, I never suffered with those things, and I think about this all the time. I don't really know if I can be a part of the body positive community because I didn't grow up big. So I never had the type of self-esteem issues that someone grows up that way and never is perceived as beautiful. Or I never told they're beautiful, or never giving male attention or female attention, the attention that most teenagers get when they start coming into their womanly body. I never had any of those struggles because, like I said, I was small. I was never bigger than a size 12 until I had my daughter. So I don't think I have to go through any of those hardships. And then, to be clear, I always have had an overflux of attention from other people, whether it be man, woman, whatever. I've always had that. And even outside of that, I think the biggest thing I would say is that I was raised by a dad. You know, my dad raised me by himself because of my mom and her issues. And he always just kept it so 100 with me. I always knew what I would not accept from a partner. I knew he always told me and my sister how beautiful we were. Like, so I never felt the need to feel validated by anyone. So I don't think that my confidence is something I can really take credit for. I really think that was built and ingrained in me by my dad and then the people around me. Truly. It was not anything I had to work hard for. I had just always known that I am that bitch. Now, whether I would have maintained that level of confidence if I was in a different body, I don't know. It's something I worry about with my daughter because she's in a different type of body than me. Like, she's tall, but she's shaped like her dad in that she has a round belly, no hips. Maybe she'll get some when she's older, I don't know. But I wonder, is my daughter going to have that type of experience? Because I don't want her to, obviously. But if she does, I still want her to not have to build confidence. I want to put that in her. So I got to be able to find a way to put that in her. And the people I put around her got to be able to put that in her before she even gets there. So it's not even something that needs to be worked on. But we gotta get that in there. That's my goal, at least. I don't know if I'll be successful in doing that. But to answer the initial question, Brianna, how did I build up my confidence? I don't think I could take credit for it. I really think, like I said, I think having a male parent presence is essential to a young girl. Even if her preferences are not man, just that fatherly love, that adoration. Oh, my baby's so pretty. My husband does it now with Lola, like, oh, my baby's so pretty. Like, it's just like, I felt like it was essential to me, and then everyone around me was always positive. Until I was about 13. But that by then I was already, I feel like by that age you're kind of who you're going to be. Now, we could change, but I feel like your core values and your thought processes are really who they're going to be by that age. So I hope that answers that question. To answer that question, I don't really feel like I'm qualified to speak on it. I hope that answers your question. I can only give my experience. These tacos busting. I wish I could share with you, friend. Anyway, before we can get into more questions, how are y'all liking me filming in the family room? I might film in the living room next. Then I'm filming that. Let me film in every room, okay? Let me make you or this house I'm paying all this money for. Let's go to the next question. Wait, y'all see me picking cheese off my blanket? My husband probably gonna be mad. He just washed his blanket and I'm getting taco stuff all over it. Whatever. Fun fact, my husband does all the laundry in the house. I don't do no laundry. I hate laundry. It's the one, like, chore. So another fun fact, my dad is military. He had us cleaning our house like a runaway. Listen, and so it's just some stuff I won't do now as an adult. Now that nobody can force me, I just won't do. And I used to have a house cleaner, but I can't afford it right now. Lola Cheer is getting too expensive, so it just ain't getting done. Let me get to the next question before my husband see this and be saying something crazy. The other questions were asked to me on TikTok, so I gotta log into TikTok. I just got lightheaded, y'all. Y'all know I'm sick. Well, I didn't tell y'all that. I'm sick filming this video. I don't know if y'all can tell by my voice, but I'm sick. So that's why we're doing this sit down talk. Because I didn't feel like putting on makeup. I didn't feel like putting on, pretending like I feel good. Then AJ have a doctor's appointment later. Okay, Brittany, don't turn this into a vlog. Okay, I'm not gonna turn this into a vlog. Let me keep going. Where is the Q&A? Q&A, how do I get to my questions that people add me? Hold on. Oh, they asked me 33 questions, y'all. I don't got time for 33 more questions, so I'm gonna just pick the good ones. How long have you and your husband been married? 9 years. As humans, okay, this is funny. As humans seemingly devolve as opposed to evolve, do you look forward to becoming a Black Panther or a silver black gorilla? I'm becoming a Black Panther. Wakanda forever. May you see my nails? I think they asked me this a while ago, like 2 weeks ago when I first asked the question. They're just plain blue. What would you wear to a barbecue? For me, a barbecue is always denim. Denim or like denim shorts, a t-shirt, a white dress if it's summertime, or a sundress, some flat shoes for sure. They said You're so down to earth, Brittany. I just love your attitude as well as your content. And of course, you're gorgeous. Oh, thank you, Naya. So when I ask questions, they just telling me stuff. How are you so pretty? Like, literally, I think I have a new idol. Oh, thank you so much, Samantha. Now, y'all know I'm on TikTok, but I got into an argument with someone on TikTok Live before about, do eggs go in mac and cheese? I was making mac and cheese one day on TikTok Live, and I put eggs in my mac and cheese, and they do not think so. They think that that's wrong, so they've been trolling me ever since then. They asked, do eggs go in mac and cheese? And yes, eggs still go in mac and cheese, bruh. Yes, they do, and do. Do you put eggs in your mac and cheese? How are you so pretty? And not y'all gassing me up in the Q&A. Okay, so this one asks like 3 questions in one. What is your favorite thing to do in your free time? I love to read. I love to learn new things. I'm thinking about going back to school to get my doctorate. Oh Lord, I must be crazy. Just so you can call me Dr. Britney Schanel. But I really do enjoy reading and learning new things. So reading and writing, I like to journal. How old are your kids? 8. Molo will be 8 next week, so I'm gonna just say 8. AJ's 5. Ashton is 4. Oh, and I'm very pretty. Thank you so much, girl. Do I believe in God? I absolutely believe in God. Contrary to what people on YouTube think, that if you listen to secular music or if you dress a certain way, you can't possibly believe in the Almighty. Anyway, I absolutely believe in God, and I don't believe that we have to be, I do think that we need to value, I absolutely believe in God, and I do think that we need to value His commandments, and we need to live the life that He wants us to live. But I also think that we're humans, and I think God knows that, and we're all going to fall short of the glory. And I also feel like it's not our place to judge anyone else's walk or condemn them for anything that they do. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm a perfect Christian, but I do know that Jesus Christ died for me. I do know that God is real. I have seen it in my life so many times, okay? I am the product of 2 crackhead parents, okay? I just listed all the degrees. Y'all see my big ass house. Y'all see my children. Like, I am nothing but God. God has been all over me in my life, okay? When I had nothing, God would place angels around me. And angels, I'm talking about people. God would place people and angels around me to make sure I got everything I need, okay? I used to, like I said, my dad was single dad. We couldn't afford anything. I had a neighbor. I was just walking down the street one day. I call her Mama Jilly. When I tell you, this white woman looked at me and decided to invest everything in me, nothing but God. I mean, sign me up for chess, sign me up for cheer, take me on vacations, nothing but God. God will literally, listen, I have seen it. So to answer your question, do I believe in God? Baby, if I didn't believe in God, I wouldn't be alive and breathing right now. Okay, sorry. I have these moments, y'all. Am I bipolar? I'm not bipolar, okay? Mental health is real though. But I just could go from one extreme to the next. And for people on the internet to question my religious belief is so crazy, because people who know me in real life call me Pastor Britney. I am literally always preaching and always, like, I am the friend that people call when they need to pray. Like, because it is like, I guess y'all are just looking through a lens. That's what it is. You're looking through a lens, and you don't know a person's spirit by this few minutes that you get right here. But yeah, I am the churchy friend, and my people, like, you want to pray, friend? I got you. You want me to, like, it's so funny. One of my cousins, her husband is sick, and my husband and I were in bed the other day, like 3 nights ago, because I had just found out. I knew something was going on because she had become kind of distant, and she's one of my cousins that I'm closer to, but she's also kind of private, so I didn't really know. But my husband was like, oh, you know what's going on with such and such? And I was like, no, what? And he told me. I dropped to the floor on my knees. Like, you don't understand. Oh, Lord. On my knees. And I sat there for an hour, and I just prayed, because I just know, like, I don't know how long it's been. I don't know what's going on, but she's private, so she feel like she can't share. But you got to know that intercession is real, and sometimes you just have to get on your knees, okay? And for people to question my beliefs for a 60-second clip that they see on the other side of this land is baffling to me. Let's not be so quick to judge, because like I told them, I'm going to heaven before they do. Okay? Anyway. How long does it usually take you? How long does it usually take you to put on your makeup? Girl, forever? It takes me forever and then some. However long you think it takes, go ahead and add some time onto that. No. Nah, if I'm just doing simple makeup and I'm in a rush, I can do it in like 30 minutes. If I'm doing eyeshadow, ain't no telling. Can you be my fake mom? Sure. Hey, darling girl. I don't know how to be a fake mom. I don't know what that entails, but I feel like I got 3 kids, so maybe I'm qualified. What size do you order from Fashion Over? So I like to say my sizing is on a scale. Like, so my measurements are, I have 60-inch hips, a 39-inch waist, and a 38 boobs, breasts, whatever. If it's a stretchy dress that can go with my butt, I'm ordering a 2X. If it's a dress with a flare, I'm ordering a 2X. If it's just like a dress that doesn't stretch, I'm ordering a 3X. If it's just shorts or something, or pants, I'm ordering a 3X. If it's just a top, I may order a 1X. It really just depends because of how my body shape, because especially when it comes to dresses, like they are almost always too big at the top for me, and so they can fit the bottom. That's why I'll be ordering. That's why I'll be doing a lot of separates, like sets. That way. And I love sets where you can choose a different top size and the bottom size. That's my vibe. My YouTube community chat. Now I gotta check all my platforms, but then Instagram, that was TikTok. Now let me see what y'all asked me over here on YouTube. Okay. Seems I only got one question on YouTube. From Carly. She wants to know how much money I make as an influencer. And sometimes, some months, nothing. Okay, that's a lie. I always make like at least $700 for my YouTube ad revenue. So like when y'all are watching this video, you see the ads, like a month for me, I make like $700 off that. But sometimes I get like no sponsorships, no brand deals, nothing. Lots of people want to send you a free product but not really pay you. On TikTok, I make nothing. TikTok, I make nothing. But if I have a good month, like this is August now, today's August 3rd. July, I made $4,000 off of YouTube, TikTok, just stuff, brand deals mostly, and that was a good month. But again, sometimes it's nothing. She also wants to know if I have any intentions on like quitting my job. No, I'm very passionate about my job. I'm very passionate about helping others in mental health, and even if I were to like change job, I would still work in something that's helping others. It would still be like a communications role, but helping others. So maybe not a different topic area, because suicide can get you a little down, and I already have heightened emotions. So I told y'all I was interviewing for other positions too in my same company, but I might switch to like HIV prevention or something else. My mom's HIV positive, so that would be another little passion thing of mine. Any work that I do will always be like connected to hope and like wanting to help other people. So I don't see myself ever becoming like a full-time influencer. One, I don't think I can make enough money. I make over $100,000 at my day-to-day job, and I don't think that, I don't know, unless I blow up, unless y'all blow me up, I don't think that I am going to ever make enough money off social media. Plus there's things like health insurance, there's 401ks, there's all the things, okay? I have 3 kids. So I just don't see it for me. We just gonna rock out like this. And plus I have the scarcity mindset, so I would be so scared. I'd be shaking in my boots if one month I got $4,000 and the next month I got 0. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do it. But who knows what God has planned and in store for me. But anyway, guys, that's all the questions that I got. I hope you enjoyed this style of video. It's very different for me. I'm about to go take some more Tylenol, child, and get back to that 9 to 5 that pay me. Because my lunch break is over. I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this Sunday's video. You know, I always talk about, on Sundays, I always leave a message when I post my, whatever I post that day about having a great week. And you know, I just really want to say, I pray that you are blessed. That's what I always say. I pray that you are blessed and covered. I hope that he surrounds you with his angels and covers you with the blood of Jesus and everyone that you come in contact with, okay? Everyone that you come in contact with, I pray that he touches them and put a hedge of protection around you so that everybody you come in contact with acts as an angel for you, okay? I love you, friend.
Peace. Degrees, way too cold, so hold me tight. Will I see you at the show tonight?